Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. We continue with cricket. The 2020 season of the Hero Caribbean Premier League is set to run from August 18 to September 10 in Trinidad and Tobago. Five-time losing finalists Guyana Amazon Warriors have kept the likes of Nicholas Pooran, Shimron Hetmyer, Kimo Paul and Brandon King for the upcoming season. Guyanese players Sherfane Rutherford, Romario Shepherd, Chandrapal Himraj, Anthony Bramble and young Kevin Sinclair have also been included along with Jamaica's Odion Smith. The full Amazon Warriors squad reads Imran Tahir, Nicholas Pooran, Brandon King, Shimron Hetmyer, Ross Taylor, Chris Green, Chris Ahmad, Kimo Paul, Sherfane Rutherford, Romario Shepherd, Naveen ul Haq, Chandrapal Himraj, Kevin Sinclair, Ashmead Ned, Odion Smith, Anthony Bramble and Jasdeep Singh. Well, team manager Omar Khan is proud of the number of talented young players on the roster. He says the Guyana Amazon Warriors franchise has and will always be committed to the continued development of our local and regional players. From the inception of the CPL, we included young Guyanese players in our squad as part of the franchise's mandate to provide opportunities to young, aspiring Guyanese cricketers to assist in their overall development as professional cricketers. We are extremely delighted that we were able to retain the majority of our local and regional players, including Nicholas Pooran and Brandon King, both of whom have been hailed by the cricket pundits as potential future stars of West Indies cricket and who were members of our team last year. The Guyana Amazon Warriors wish all of the retained players great success in the CPL 2020. Well, Omar Khan joins us via Zoom to look ahead to the competition. Welcome, and I hope everything is okay.
Thank you very much. Yes, everything is fine. I am in Trinidad, actually, not in Guyana. So everything is fine in Trinidad, and we are preparing, actually, very excited in Trinidad that we are going to be hosting the CPL 2020 in Trinidad. All the matches will be played here at the Queen's Park Oval and the Brown Lara Cricket Academy. So we're looking forward very much to that.
Okay, Omar. Well, I want you to elaborate a bit on those statements about, pushing the younger players and, of course, the decision by Guyana Amazon Warriors to retain the 13 players from last year.
Obviously, it's a mandate or it's the philosophy of the franchise. Since we started the CPL in 2013, I have been with the Guyana Amazon Warriors since the inception of CPL, and the mandate and the philosophy of the board of the franchise and the owner of the franchise has always been that we give the opportunities to our young Guyanese players to help them develop and get the opportunity to showcase their talent. And we have done that very early. We were the only franchise that used to add to our squad a number of young players from Guyana. In fact, Kimo Paul, Shimron Hetmyer, Sherfane Rutherford were all part of the squad. They were included in our squad for the training program and pre-camp preparations before the actual tournaments in all our editions of CPL. So they got the opportunity to interact with the international players, to learn from them. And very early, you had Mohamed Hafiz in 2013 with us, and he was very inspirational in interacting and showing his skills and sharing his knowledge of the game, knowledge and experience of the game with young players like Kimo Paul, Hetmyer, Rutherford, and those guys. So I'm sure it helped them develop because after that, they eventually became West Indies players and they started to represent the West Indies. And that in itself is something that we are proud of in the Guyana Amazon Warriors franchise, and we want to continue to do that. As you see, we have almost, I think it's 8 of the local players, plus we added 2 of the emerging West Indies players from Guyana, which is Kevin Sinclair and Ashmead Ned. And both of these players were very successful. In fact, they were part of the successful emerging West Indies players team that won the regional Super 50 last year. And, they have proven themselves to be very worthy players on the West Indies emerging players team in that tournament. And of course, both Ashmead Ned and Ashmead Ned have represented the West Indies under 19 actually in the World Cup last year. So we look forward to their participation, and we look forward to giving them the opportunity whenever that time comes to showcase their talent and to make a name for themselves.
Omar, last year, Guyana Amazon Warriors had the almost perfect season. Of course, they just didn't get over the line. I remember watching the finals with you in Trinidad, and you know, you all were extremely dejected, losing just that final match. Of course, I know you would have, you know, retained the players because of the confidence that you have in the team. How are we fixing that moving forward? I know also you stress the strength of the spin, and you say Trinidad and Tobago, those pitches will suit spin. Is that what we're going with this year?
Well, we have a very balanced team, actually. We are looking at both, you know, sides of the coin. In fact, we have Imran Tahir, who has been retained. As you know, he's one of the leading T20 spin bowlers in the world. Imran Tahir. We have added Qais Ahmad, who is a replacement for Sharab Khan, actually. Qais played with us last year for part of the season. He's from Afghanistan, and he's another young, exciting talent from Afghanistan. And, you know, Afghanistan has been producing so many young spin bowlers. Rashid Khan, Qais Ahmad, they have Mujib Rabi. So they have a number of young spinners. Qais is added to our team. So that's 2 leg spinners. Plus we have the experienced Chris Green, who has been with us for 3 years now. And he has certainly been one of the most economical bowlers for us in the T20 format, and has been leading our spin attack and leading our bowling. We also have included, you know, to balance that, we have a number of young, exciting medium pacers. I won't say fast bowlers, but you have Kimo Paul, Romario Shepherd, and Odin Smith from Jamaica. You know, and that we have complemented that by bringing in a young Afghanistan fast bowler called Naveen ul Haq. Last year when West Indies toured India, Naveen ul Haq, you know, was very good against them. He bowled down some of the key batsmen in the West Indies front line, and we saw that variation and that use of the slower balls and, you know, very good Yorkers. And he proved to be very good in the death also. And we thought that was one of the areas we needed to improve, the death bowling. And that's what we looked at, that's what we were looking at during the draft, trying to get someone who could fit in that role. And that's why we thought that this young fast bowler, Naveen ul Haq, will play that role in the team. So I think we, in the bowling department, definitely, you know, it's well covered with spin and, you know, pace.
Yeah.
And also, as you know, there are a number of all-rounders that we could call upon. You know, you have last year, Chandapal Hemraj did some bowling, and he got some very important wickets for us. Shafin Rutherford can also bowl some medium pace. So we see, you know, a well-balanced team, a team with youth and exuberance, and also some experience in Imran Tahir, Chris Green, Russ Taylor. You know, so we feel that we have the right combination. Again, it's all about mental preparation. It's all about on any given day, the kind of, you know, frame of mind and going out there and doing the basics right on a consistent basis. And that's what we have been appealing and clamoring to the guys, that, you know, don't allow the pressure situations to get to you, and be able to go there and be consistent with your performance. Just stick to the basics, be focused, right? Play with determination, will, and, you know, we'll hopefully be successful. And again, you know, we have been consistently reaching finals, as you mentioned. You know, last year was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You know, it was indeed, knowing that we played all the games and we won 11 games and just to lose the final was obviously very heartbreaking.
Omar, whenever I interview these players, and they're playing in Trinidad and they're playing in Guyana, and those are the home teams, you know, that's one of their biggest fears. They say these crowds have a way of influencing the games. This year is going to be definitely different. We are playing behind closed doors, biosecure environment. Of course, COVID-19 has taken over. So how do you feel this will impact the chances of Guyana Amazon Warriors crossing the line, especially because no home crowd, and it equalizes the chances of all the other teams? What do you think about?
Definitely, I think it's going to have a serious impact. You know, teams like Guyana, when we play at home, and Trinidad, TKR in particular, they depend so much on the home support. You know, it really motivates and, you know, energize the players and get them in a different frame of mind. So that is something we'll have to work with our players in terms of preparing them mentally to face that situation. You know, I'm very happy that we could draw now from the West Indies performance in England, seeing that the guys, you know, did not play in front of a home crowd, which was probably to the advantage, and a lot of the commentators said that playing the match in England without the England supporters there would have given them the advantage. And it certainly did, because they were able to be fully focused, play with a lot more concentration, a lot more focus, and a lot more patience. And you saw the result. So we are going to use that as an example to our players, you know, that despite not having crowds, the cricket still has to be played the right way. You got to concentrate more, because sometimes on the negative side of things, the crowd could be a distraction. and we have had situations like that in the past where the crowd in Guyana in particular has proven to be some sort of a distraction at some point in time in the game. And we seem to lose focus, and the guy seems to forget what we spoke about in team meetings. So probably it's there's a positive to it as well as a negative, and we'll be focusing on the positive side of it.
Yeah. Omar, you spoke earlier on about fortifying the death bowling for the Guyana Amazon Warriors, and also a lot on the mental side, because 5-time runners-up does lead us to feel as if the team keeps stumbling at the big moment. How are you going to address that? Because this team, based on its roster, certainly looks good enough to win CPL 2020.
Well, certainly, yes, we hope so. And, we continue to work with our players. As I said, it's all about how you handle the pressure situations, how you adjust on the day of a final, the preparation has to be key. And that momentum is something I felt that we lost last year because, as you know, we played 11 games, we won 11 games consecutively. And then we had a 1-week break before we played that final. And I thought that had a serious effect on the guys in terms of having that momentum going, because during that 1 week, we hardly had opportunities to really get in any good work in terms of practice because there were a lot of rain. And then there were situations when we had to leave Port of Spain to come to Branlara, which was about an hour and 45 minutes drive to get to the ground for practice. So all those things we will be hoping would not be a similar situation this year. And the guys will be able to carry that momentum because of the packed nature of the tournament. As you know, we'll be playing the same 34 matches in a period of about 24 days. So it's going to be, a lot more packed, and that momentum and that continuous play will probably get us over the line this year. We are hoping that we can use that and to keep the guys continue motivated and in the right frame of mind, be focusing on the cricket and don't lose track when the key moments come.
Yeah. Okay, final question then, Omar. We're just a month and a few days from the start of CPL. Obviously, preparation and everything will be different now because of the COVID-19 scenario. What will be your focus in the coming weeks to prepare the Guyana Amazon Warriors for a championship run?
Basically, we have done that already, Lance. We have sent out programs in terms of their fitness regime, ensuring that the guys are working on their fitness, taking it very seriously, and making sure that they're healthy, they keep in, they're eating properly and proper diet, and making sure that they go to the gym, do some gym work, do some exercises, do some training, so that they come here. When they come here, they're all fully fit, ready to play cricket. So it's not a question of when they come here, because we would not have time this year to work on fitness and to get players, to pass deep tests and all those kind of things. So we're expecting all our players to be fully prepared, come here ready to hit the road as soon as they arrive in Trinidad. Well, of course, we had the quarantine period, and during that quarantine period, we'll be doing some mental work with it, some team building sessions, a lot of mental work with our team to get them in the right frame of mind to play cricket come August 18th.
Omar, always a pleasure talking to you, and all the best for the Guyana Amazon Warriors, a very, very strong team based on its roster coming in, and after 5 runner-up positions, we certainly wish Guyana Amazon Warriors the best of luck in their bid for the title this year.
Thank you very much, Lance, and thank you to SportsMax for having me.
Okay, and as we go to the break, a reminder to catch a special edition of Line and Length this evening, 7:30, 8:30 Eastern Caribbean time. Barry Wilkinson reminiscing on Sir Everton Weekes.
And from that day, I remember Everton very much so, because after a while, we got very close together. And he was the first person to call me Soapbox.
The Right Excellence Garfield Sobers leads off the program remembering Sir Everton Weekes, a tribute to the cricketing icon who died at the age of 95 on July 1st. Join Line and Length for a regional broadcast this Monday at 7:30 p.m. Jamaica time, 8:30 Eastern Caribbean, with other tributes from Sir Gordon Greenidge, Sir Everton's son David Murray, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, from India Sunil Gavaskar, and other leading individuals whose lives he impacted. Remembering Sir Everton Weekes, this Monday at 7:30 Jamaica time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time on SportsMax.